What's up, everyone? It's John Brown, the one and only Bandana Gamer, coming to you with my fall/winter pickups. Just stuff that I've accumulated for the collection, bought, traded for. A lot of stuff I actually, sold parts of the collection and bought just because of a new kind of collecting mentality that I've talked about, wanting to get, more substantial pieces that I'm more nostalgic about, or things that I'm really excited to have versus just a lot of things. So I've done some purging and picked up some amazing things. And of course, we have just recently come off Black Friday or the Black Friday season now. So I picked up a few modern things, and so let's get into it. I want to first go with the big thing. This is the thing I picked up. I picked this up in October. This is Metroid Dread, the Collector's Edition. It's got an art book and some other nice accessories, but this game is absolutely amazing. This is a strong contender for Game of the Year. I'm still wrestling with that, and we will hopefully be able to put out a Game of the Year video. But Metroid Dread, the game got me so hyped. I had to have the Collector's Edition, and even since then I've picked up most of the Metroid amiibos. I have one set that I don't have, but it's a great game, especially if you're a retro gamer. It is just so much fun to have that kind of quality in a 2D Metroidvania. It's just an awesome game, and I cannot recommend it highly enough. Let's see, where to start? Let's start with the controllers I've picked up. So I'm going to go with this one. Huge, if you watch the channel, you know I'm a huge fan of Game Pass. And Forza Horizon 5 has come out, and I've been playing it through Game Pass. Maybe in the next year or so when the disc drops in price, I'll pick up the disc. But I did get the Forza Horizon 5 controller for the Xbox Series. I've been using it primarily on the Series S. Great game. Want to say Forza Horizon 5, however you want to play it, I cannot recommend it enough. It is a great game. It is a beautiful game. I've said to a lot of people, it is the first game that makes me actually recognize we're in a new generation. Graphically, it's beautiful. It plays great. And like this controller just caught my eye. I like the blue and purple color scheme. That's the same color scheme as the Pokemon Switch Lite I have. And so I really dug this controller. But of course, that was not the only big controller Microsoft released this season. And I also had to pick up the Xbox 20th anniversary controller, and really love that. Love the green scheme because, I'm pretty much Team Xbox for the most in the current console. I'm going to call it console clash. I mean, console war was Sega and Nintendo. This stuff these days doesn't even compare. But I just really loved this controller. We actually just did a Contravania on Xbox being 20 years old, so make sure to check that out. But I had to have this controller as well. I've been playing a lot with it as well on the Series S. And we'll start off with modern games. And so one of my first Black Friday pickups was Kirby Star Allies. It was a first-party Nintendo game, and it dropped to about $25. And that's pretty good for a first-party Nintendo game on the Switch. So I had not picked this one up, and it's okay. It's not my cup of tea, but I've played around with it and enjoyed it. Game I have really enjoyed, and I picked up this Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl double pack. So I've been playing primarily Brilliant Diamond and really enjoying that. I was kind of out of Pokemon when the Diamond and Pearl games came out, so I had not really touched those a lot, so it's fun to go back. I love how the style of this game, it really reminds me of the Link's Awakening remake, and it's been a lot of fun to just jump into and dive into and have a lot of fun with. Let's see, we'll do Xbox games, or Xbox Series X, or Xbox One games, however you want to call it. So one of the first things I picked up on a Black Friday sale, the Crysis Remastered Trilogy. I wanted to get this on Xbox because it's the whole trilogy. It's not just one game physical, which is currently, I think the Switch has a physical of the first Crysis game remastered, and Limited Run, I think, has done Crisis 2, which makes me think Limited Run will do Crisis 3. But I just wanted to have one disc with them in one place, and I can confirm the Xbox Series X can play Crisis. Another thing I picked up on Black Friday, was excited to see drop fairly significantly, but I've heard nothing but good things. I've heard the soundtrack's amazing, heard the gameplay's great, is Guardians of the Galaxy. That will be something I'm jumping into in a little while when things kind of chill out with work and stuff. One that I've gotten into already and kind of had fun playing around with, and just kind of a good family game, and that is Super Monkey Ball Banana Mania. I believe it is a remake of the first two games, which I have never been. I had never played the Super Monkey Ball games, but these are fun little games. These are fun things you can pop in and have like a 20 minute play session and have a good time. And so I've really, really enjoyed that. And then the final thing, it dropped low enough, and that is Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl. I just really liked all these characters and wanted to try out another platform fighter. I have played around with it. It's okay. I definitely think for $20 it's awesome. It does feel like it was a little rushed, and maybe I noticed this with the kart racing games that they did with Nickelodeon. Game Mill did with Nickelodeon. Like the first one felt really rushed and kind of like an early access game, but then the second one really refined it. So maybe All-Star Brawl 2 is going to be a better experience, but this is for $20. This is great. I would be mad if I paid, I think 50 is what it launched at. But for 20, I am cool with this being here. Let's do this little device. I picked up the Zelda Game & Watch, and this is awesome. I've played a lot of Link's Awakening, which is my favorite Zelda game of all time. And just had this kind of just to bum around on the couch, turn it on for a little bit, squirts, and play around with it. Really great presentation. Love the clock mode. Love the games. They really did. I think they did a much better job with the Zelda one than they did with the Super Mario one. The Super Mario one was fine. I just think they did a little bit better presentation, especially the bigger variety of games. And I don't know if you can see this on the camera. There's a really cool. They did a little Triforce indent that it lights up and glows. So that's pretty cool. So, let's see. Let's finish off what we got for the Nintendo Switch in winter. So, first things we got, Star Wars The Jedi Collection, THQ and Nordic. These are the old Jedi Knight 2, Jedi Outcast, and then Jedi Knight, Jedi Academy. These are single cart. Limited Run first put these out, but then THQ has come out and done both games on a single cart, and I think they were going for around $25, so these are really great games to pick up for that price. And of course the other one that they put out is the Racer Republic Commando pack, and Star Wars Racers is awesome, and I love having it on a portable system. They've done really good clean up of the graphics. It looks phenomenal. And I can't say enough about these. Once again, 25 to 30, great price for those. This one I traded a bunch of stuff in at GameStop to pick up, mainly because one of my friends was really, really hyping it and wanted to play multiplayer. We've played about half a game online just because of schedules. Hopefully we will play a little bit more, and that's Mario Party's Superstars. I don't know a lot about Mario Party. It's fine. I'm not a huge board game guy, and it doesn't super excite me. And then these final pickups are ones I got from Limited Run games, and first one is Double Dragon 4, which is a game they released a long time ago on PlayStation 4, but it has been ported to the Nintendo Switch, and it's kind of done in the NES style of the first three Double Dragon games, and really excited to have that. And then Double Dragon Neon, which was done by WayForward. Of course, this has been released on the Nintendo Switch by Limited Run Games, and it's kind of more of a parody or joking version of the first game. And it's like, and it says like Brotacular on the back, so you know that's kind of a tongue-in-cheek thing, but really glad to have. Love beat 'em ups. Love the Double Dragon series, or like most of the Double Dragon series. All right, come over here to the PlayStation 4 games that I picked up. Another limited run game. This is a standard edition of Castlevania Collection, and y'all know I've been going pretty hard after the Castlevania collections. They have not released the special editions. I forget how many special editions they did. I got one of them for the Nintendo Switch. But I wanted to have this on PlayStation to go along with the Symphony of the Moon, and just to have a Castlevania PlayStation game was awesome. And then this one, I have a lot of copies of this game in different forms and covers. And, you know, y'all know me. You can look behind me and see I'm a huge Power Ranger nut, but this Power Rangers Battle for the Grid, the Super Edition, this comes with 4 DLC packs. They have just started releasing the 5th, and so there'll probably be another physical edition of this, but I waited for this to drop down. And this is the one that has Ryu and Chun-Li from Street Fighter as Rangers. And they're a really cool edition. They play a little bit different than the rest of the characters, so it takes a little bit to get used to how they work, because they tried to blend the control scheme from this game with Street Fighter, which is but I love this game. I think for a small indie developer game, this is awesome. I think this game's a lot of fun. It's fairly cheap physical, fairly cheap digital. Cannot recommend people picking this up enough. And I have like a bunch of copies at this point just because I love Power Rangers so much. Let's see. All right. So, earlier this year, back in October, I went to Too Many Games, and so I picked up 2 things. And first is Red Alarm for the Virtual Boy. Had not picked up a new Virtual Boy game in quite a while, and was able to do this at a shop and bundle it together. It's currently hooked up, so I can't show it to you, but I also picked up a Retron Sq, which is the Game Boy Color and Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance Retron that plays on HDTV. They have done a phenomenal job updating the firmware. Everything plays great on that. I cannot recommend those enough if you want to stream or play your Game Boy cartridges on an HD screen. It's a fairly inexpensive way to get into it. The controller is great. I really, really like the Retron SQ. It is one of my favorite things that Hyperkin has put out. Now, I picked up the first 2 of these games before I went to Too Many, and then I picked the big one up at Too Many Games. So this, and you'll see I picked up a lot of Game Boy games. So the first one right here, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Fall of the Foot Clan for Game Boy. Also to be followed with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2 Back to the Sewer for Game Boy. Loved this game as a kid. This is one I have a lot of nostalgic feels for. I remember a lot of playing this on my way up to my dad's on the weekends, in the car with my Game Boy on. And of course, this is the one I picked up at Too Many, and this was a big one I was going for, which is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3 Radical Rescue for Game Boy. This is a really, really cool game that's I think kind of came at the end of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle craze and the Game Boy's life, and it is a Metroidvania Ninja Turtles game. And you start off as Michelangelo, and your goal is to go through this huge level and rescue the other Ninja Turtles and ultimately rescue April. But it's really cool because when you rescue a new turtle, you then get to play as them, but they also have different abilities, and that's how you unlock things in the level, is you get new turtles who have new abilities, and gives you a chance to unlock and go different places, and you can switch between the turtles. It is a really, really cool game. So Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3 Radical Rescue on the Game Boy, cannot recommend it enough. Awesome game. And so this brings us to some PlayStation games. These versions of these games got on my radar because Retro Mikey 78. Make sure to hit up his channel. He did some awesome Halloween stuff. But Retro Mikey is a huge Resident Evil fan. And so he was showing off and talking about some of the different Resident Evil variants he had gotten. And he showed off one, and it's fairly simple, but it's actually kind of hard to come by. And it is the Green Label Resident Evil 3 Nemesis, and along with it, because I didn't have it on PlayStation, I picked up a Green Label Resident Evil 2, and I have the Green Label Resident Evil Director's Cut. But yeah, the Resident Evil 3 Nemesis Green Label is a little harder to find. And this is the thing with me, I really, really like the Green Label games. One of my favorite things on PlayStation was when those games would come out as greatest hits, because you could get them super cheap. I think they were 20 to 30. And that was really easy to save for. And you would get awesome quality games. Like, I discovered Twisted Metal because Twisted Metal 2 was a greatest hits game. And I was like, I've heard lots of good things. I've saved up $20. Let's go pick that up. Crash Bandicoot was another one that I got as a greatest hits game. I was like, I want to check this out. So I really love having the greatest hits labels. I'm weird that way. I love having them in a collection. There's one or two games that I really want the black label, mainly Final Fantasy VII, which I have, is the only one that I really had to insist would be black label. Everything else, I'm kind of cool with green label, but I really like those, because those green labels are what makes me nostalgic for the original PlayStation, and the original PlayStation is one of my favorite systems. And then this is a big grab for me on the original PlayStation. This is a reproduction case. Because I got a disc-only copy, but so it doesn't have the instruction manual, and it has reprinted art, but it looks good on the shelf, and that is Castlevania Chronicles, which I think is, what is the weird, ZX8600 remake of Castlevania 1, and then for the PlayStation re-release, they did some more tweaks to it as well. And this is such a pretty version of Castlevania 1. It really plays a lot like Castlevania 1. If you're looking for something like Symphony of the Night, this is not the game to pick up. But really glad to have this in the collection, because this is a harder one to find. And I love my Castlevanias. And there'll be another big Castlevania pickup here in a little bit. And I'm almost done picking up the Castlevanias. I might be done with the ones I actually want. I'm not huge into grabbing the 3D ones. I pretty much think I've got all the 2D ones that I really, really wanted. But I'm really, really glad to have this in the collection. And speaking of awesome Castlevania gets, I picked up Kid Dracula for the Game Boy, which is kind of a rarity game, spin-off of the Castlevania series, parody of the Castlevania series made by Konami. Reminds me a lot of the Tiny Toons game. I feel like the teams that worked on Tiny Toons had to have done something with both this Kid Dracula and the Kid Dracula that's on the Famicom. I picked up a European version because, one, the Game Boy is region-free, intentionally. Oops, should have silenced that cell phone. But the Game Boy is intentionally region-free because it was meant to be a system for traveling workers. And the European version is in English, and the only difference is that the European version has this Game Boy logo, title, whatever, on the side. And I was like, that's good enough. I'm fine with that. It doesn't, as I've shown you, there are American Konami games that have that Game Boy on the side as well. So I'm glad to have that in the collection. And let's see. And then we'll get to the final stretch of games. These right here, just showed one, so we'll do that one first. I picked up Mega Man 7 for the Super Nintendo. I love Mega Man. Mega Man is one of my favorite series. 7 is, of the original series, 7 might be one of my least favorite games in the original series, but it's still a pretty good game. Least favorite Mega Man game is still a lot better than a lot of other a lot of other games out there. So, really glad to have this in the collection. And then I wanted to round off and kind of just complete my Mega Man Super Nintendo subset. Picked up a copy of Mega Man Soccer. A little bit of damage up top, but you can still read Mega Man Soccer, and then the front label is good. This is an interesting game. I feel like this is a very rushed game because there seems to be a lot of features left off. But it's interesting to see one of these first mascot sports games and how they were trying to figure it out. And it's Mega Man, so I love having me some more Mega Man on there. And finally, the final 3 games. This completed my original Mega Man series console releases. I think the only Mega Man thing I don't have now, original series Mega Man, is the MS-DOS games. So, and if I ever find those for significantly cheaper than I found, I might pick those up just to have or frame or do something with. But first one on Game Boy, Mega Man 3, which is a combination of, I think, Mega Man 3 and 4, no, 2 and 3, or 3 and 4, on the NES. And then Mega Man 4 on the Game Boy. And of course, leading that to the final big one, Mega Man 5 on the Game Boy, which this is the most unique of the Game Boy ones because all the other Game Boy Mega Mans have kind of are rehashes. They use villains from the NES games. This one actually has original bosses. And Mega Man, instead of having a Mega Buster, has a weapon where he charges up and shoots his fist out. And you can see that on the cover. He's like firing his fist. And his fist will like swing back. Like you'll fire it, it'll do damage if you've charged it up like the Mega Buster, but it also swing back and can kind of catch things and do damage. And so that is my pickups. I'm pretty pleased. Like we've added some bangers to the collection. I'm probably gonna take a little pause on collecting for a little bit, just because I want to appreciate all these awesome things that I've gotten and added to the collection and really dive deep into them, especially in 2022. And hopefully I can find the time to stream some of these and play more of these. And so that'll do it for this one, my friends. Thank you all for going along with this on this ride with me. I know this one was a little clunkier. I actually broke my elbow a couple of days ago. And so it doesn't need a cast and it doesn't need surgery, but it's just like not working properly right now. So I'm like having to grab and move and do things one-handed and try not to do too much. But thank you for checking out these pickups with me. I hope y'all are all doing well. If you like this kind of video, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. And my friends, I will catch you in the next one. Peace.